Welcome. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. Some of us are doing a Ruby boot camp, and we've been practicing different things. And one of the things we did in the beginning was talking about our stories, or whether it be a 30-second a story, a 2-minute business story, a 2-minute product story. And I thought we could listen to some of the people that are ready and prepared to share. And I am going to have Laura May do hers first, because she blew me out of the water when she practiced with me last week. I was so excited to hear her story. I was like, oh my gosh, can you share this with the team next week? She's like, sure, because most of you know Laura May. She's been with us for how many years now, Laura May? You have to unmute yourself, girl. Oh, unmute. Has it been 10 years?
12.
12 years.
12 years.
And passionate about the product, loves the business, but there was something just not, like, you just weren't connecting with people about the business. And then when she shared this, I thought, okay, you got to share this with the team. You're all in there, Laura May. Go for it, girl.
All right. So I was a stressed out single mom. I was working full time in an exhausting career, and I had a lot of digestive pain and lacked sleep because my kids were sick a lot. Just thinking about it just reminds me of the stress. I wasn't sure if I'd ever feel good, and I really wanted to feel good. I was so fortunate to meet Nada, another mom, at the skateboard park, and she told me that I didn't have to live like that. She invited me to take a look at whole food nutrition. I decided to try it and learned how I could help myself and my family. I started with products focused on energy, stress, and digestion. Not long afterwards, I started to feel better. Soon I got excited because I had more energy, my kids were sick less often, and they had a mom that was rested and wanted to play with them. I also learned about the potential to earn extra income for me. Like, I could do that. And I was excited about my family's future. I decided to become a promoter and started sharing the life-changing results this company has to offer. I have the freedom, and I love that I have the freedom to do what I want. In a few years, I transitioned from an exhausting career to one that I am excited and energized to have. I find it easy and enjoyable to share my story and help others. I'm so excited that the partnership I've built with Neolife has improved my health, my family's health, and my income. I can work from anywhere, sharing something I love for extra money. I'm just so grateful. Thank you.
You're muted, Nada. Nada, muted.
Oh, no, you're not muted, but it's not working.
Oh, we can't hear her.
That happened last week too. She wasn't muted, but we couldn't hear, right? And then all of a sudden we could.
And we could before. We could before.
Yeah.
So I want to thank Joan because she helped me with that.
Yay, Joan.
It's excellent. We really get the transition, the transformation, and the impact it had on you. And that it made a big difference for your family, and how it was very natural that she shared it with you, and you decided to get the opportunity. So I just love it. Thank you, Laura May.
Thank you.
And the excitement, you shared about the excitement of being able to, for your family, right? Not just for yourself, for your whole family. Having that you shared about how you had excitement, I guess, for the future, for yourself and your family. Can you guys hear me now or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
I don't know what the heck.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. Excellent, Renee. It was really, really good. Thank you. And anyways, I'm excited. Okay, so who's next? Who would like to be number 2? Cindy. Woohoo.
Okay, so mine has changed, of course, because my situation has somewhat changed as well, but not somewhat, very much. I was introduced to this incredible company 25 years ago by a friend, and she saw how much I was suffering with pain. It was a year before I actually would take a look because I was so skeptical. But I'm grateful my friend was patient and persistent, as she knew the products would help me. What I saw and heard made a lot of sense about the nutritional gaps in our food. Even though I tried to eat and feed my family well, there were still missing important nutrients. And I saw a chance to make some extra money and save some money with a tax break. I'd been a single mom for years before and had no extra money saved to help my children with their education or to take them on family and traveling. These were two things that were very important to me. So even a few $100 extra a month would help a lot. I got started more for my children's health, especially my teenage daughter, who was a picky eater. But I was so happy when I noticed I was getting more energy, and after a month and a half, the pain I had lived with for 5 years was gone. I started sharing and inviting others to take a look at the opportunity to change their lives physically and financially. While I was working full-time at my day job, my part-time gig on the side began to grow way beyond I ever imagined. So when I was downsized in 2010 at age 58, I was able to fall back on this, and my plan B became my plan A. My husband and I have had amazing trips with the rewards from this opportunity, and I was actually recently was able to take the family, the kids, and 6 grandchildren to Disney, and I did this from the money from my business income. My dear husband passed away, and one thing he had told me was to always continue doing this business, helping others, and also because it is a because it is a family and caring community. I don't have my husband's income anymore, but I know that with this, it will provide me with the extra income to travel, complete some of our plans for our new house, and to help others, not to mention purpose in my senior years. And then I've got the invite at the end. Would this be something that you would like to take a look at? I don't know if it'd be the right fit for you or not.
Cindy, that was perfect.
Was perfect.
Yeah, I think, I know you were
Beautiful.
struggling with, yeah, it was really, really nice. And Mike did want you to continue on, and because he knew, the value, and it was a big part of both your life. And you and I experienced that on the weekend. His hands are on us, and he is guiding you. And he pushed me to come and hang out with you on Friday night. I told you he was knocking on my shoulder. I couldn't sleep that night, and I woke up in the morning and I thought, I have to go help Cindy at that show. I can't leave her alone on that show. Anyways, yeah, it was great. I was really, really excellent. Thank you. All right. I don't think we have. Does anybody have anything to add or anything? I think that was pretty darn good. What do you guys think? Anything, Heather?
I can do one if you want. I didn't respond. I wasn't sure I would be able
Yeah.
to make it on.
Excellent. Go for it. Yep.
Okay, it is kind of still a work in progress because it changes every time I do it. So back in 1998, I was 45, mid 40s, and I'd been teaching for 14 years. And I found it really, really stressful, and I was so tired. I had no energy for anything in the evening, so I didn't even have a social life, right? No energy to do things with friends. And I was disenchanted with my job, and I wanted to retire, but I was holding on because of the pension. If I taught for another 14 years, I'd be able to retire with a full pension. But I knew that even that wouldn't give me the freedom and flexibility that I wanted. So I was looking for something I could start that would supplement my pension in retirement. And in reality, we needed additional income back then for our monthly expenses. Physically and mentally, I wasn't sure I could take another 14 years teaching school. And then I met Lynn Mittenoff. She was a former registered nurse, and she was a parent volunteer in my school library. So she saw firsthand how I suffered with stress and fatigue and migraines. she asked me if I'd be open to hearing about some products that thought would help me. So I said, sure. I told Lynn I didn't have the time or the energy then to do the business. But of course, in the back of my head, I had been looking. But after a few weeks on what we now call the breakfast solution, I had more energy and felt better than I had in years. It was like having more hours in the day. So I couldn't help but share how I was feeling with friends and colleagues. After all, they were stressed and tired too. And because the products work so well, they're a great foundation for a solid business. Well, I was actually able to retire 3 years early, knowing that I had an alternate source of income with unlimited potential. I'm still an educator, providing information, skills, and resources to help people on their wellness and financial journey. I have lots of energy to play with my grandchildren and enjoy sports like golf and curling, snowshoeing. I'm truly grateful to Lynn for sharing the Neo Life opportunity with me 25 years ago. And now I'm sharing it to give families hope, to help them live healthier and happier lives.
That was really good too, Heather. I think we need the closing line though. Would you be open, right? Would you be open to
Yeah.
taking it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need something else there.
I know. I think it depends on who you're talking. You say, hey, would you be open to taking a look? Would you like to learn more? You know, I think it depends on your
Right.
personality, on how you like to close that, right?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I always forget to put the question in, but I usually do it when I'm actually speaking to a person, because
yeah,
that's why you're speaking to them, right?
Absolutely.
To
It's different
ask
when you're
if they'd
talking.
like to learn more.
Yeah, it's different when
I
you're
like
talking
that way you
like,
put that.
to the
To
screen.
be
Yeah.
open
Awesome.
to taking a look. See if it might be a fit.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Who's next?
I'm
All right.
going.
Serena.
Okay, mine is a work in progress as well. It changes all the time too. Every time I read it, I change it. So, okay. 3 years ago, I was fatigued. I had energy, had brain fog, and weight gain. I reached out to my doctor, but after tests completed, was told that I was fine. That's when I went on the search for some answers and hopefully a solution. And a dear friend of mine reached out to me, and she introduced to Neo Life. And my life and my health have changed forever. I felt incredible after just taking the breakfast pack. And so I shared with my family, and they had amazing results. I knew these products were something I needed to continue to share with family and friends. And soon I was earning my products for free. And Nada shared with me, I could also make some extra income. I thought, why not? If it could help pay for the products that we were all taking, that would sure be helpful. But then I started receiving an income over and above that. And then it got me to thinking, I have been working for 30 years as a dental hygienist, and I have no pension. I really didn't have a retirement date in mind. And over the years, our savings weren't adding up to what they should have. And with increasing inflation, our money wasn't going to go near as far as we had hoped. And I realized that sharing Neo Life was the solution to a very daunting problem. And that's when I got excited. Not only could I feel and live healthier, I could now live and be wealthier. And with a retirement day in much closer reach. And I don't have an ending question either, but I need one.
Would you be open to learning more? Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, Serena. You nailed it.
That's
nailed
beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
really, there was a
Moving.
lot of,
They're
it's
all
funny,
moving.
even though you mentioned wealth and money, it was with warmth and caring. You know what I mean? Sometimes when people talk about money, and income, they're afraid to talk about it because they think they're going to come across as greedy, but you nowhere at all. Because I know that was something that you were worried about, right? Talking about the money piece, but that's important. That's an important part of your life journey and your retirement. And, after 30 years of working, right? So Well, that was excellent.
Right.
Any other feedback from anybody?
Well, I really loved it that you brought it right into the contemporary, like present situation, that with inflation, your money isn't going as your
Mhm.
savings weren't going as far as you had hoped. That was getting really daunting. I love the words that you used. You know, it really, yeah, very, very good. Beautiful.
Thanks, Heather. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Rose just said it's sincere, and you're right. Those words that you use, I would never even thought of using the word daunting. But when you used it, it hit me. I was like, wow, like it's an emotional word, right? And
Yeah.
it just painted the perfect picture.
Awesome.
Way to go,
Good.
girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
I've been liking everyone's story so far because they're moving. They really touch your heart. And Serena's, yours was lovely. I mean, everybody's was good. So just to let you know,
Yeah.
you're all on track. Wow, they're great.
Wow. Excellent. All right.
And you know, one more thing for Serena. I really like how you put, like, right in the middle of your story, 30 years as a dental hygienist, because I would never have believed you're old enough to have worked 30 years anywhere. Looking at you. So it kind of like, oh, 30 years dental hygienist. I mean, it kind of brings it, if anybody's been kind of lulled to sleep, it kind of brings you back up because, oh, we have a dental hygienist here. You know, like there's, you know, somebody with some smarts and they know people and you know something about health. And yeah, so I really like that it's in the middle of your story.
Awesome. Great.
Awesome.
Thanks,
All
Heather.
right. Joan had her hand up a few times. Joni.
I'll do mine, but just to make a comment. So we have, I'm hearing product and business testimonials together, right?
Mhm.
They're all combined, that's what you can do, either product and business or product or business, right? So, so most of them are product and business, right? Now, I had to summarize mine because I had just a few lines and I had just 10 seconds. So mine is going to be different. It's
Okay, that's good.
summarized. Okay, so, and I started off with a business statement first, and then I went to product because it is my story. My story is a product, right?
Mhm.
So 27 years ago, I was working downtown Toronto as a nurse at a very stressful job. So that's the business part, right? I was very concerned about my health at that time. I had just finished treatments for breast cancer, and I was working on becoming healthy again. I was introduced to some amazing whole food supplements that I decided to try. And within a few weeks of taking these supplements, I felt a huge difference in my energy level and I felt stronger. I started sharing my story with everyone I met, and I started earning income at the end of each month. As my income started growing, I got excited about the possibility of early retirement. And 12 years ago, I was able to do just that and walk and say goodbye to the work stress. As I transitioned from the sickness to the wellness industry, Neolife gave me a purpose in my retirement to continue helping people, but to help them be more proactive with their health. And it gave me a wonderful community as well. I look forward to financial peace of mind in my retirement, spending more time and traveling with my family and friends. And I'm so grateful that I can leave my business to my kids and my grandkids. What a great legacy to leave behind. Would you be open to taking a look at an income opportunity which will not interfere with what you're presently doing? So mine is really short.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Because I
Excellent.
Yeah.
didn't have enough space to write other things. And the 10 seconds, right? So I follow that. The 10 seconds, yeah.
That was excellent, Joan. It was really,
That's
really
great.
good. Powerful. Yep.
I like the end, Joan, and I think that's really such an important piece is how would you be interested in looking at something that won't interfere with what you're already doing? Because for myself, if somebody had have offered sort of a business opportunity to me working full time, I would have been like, no, I don't have time for that, right? So I just letting people know that it's something that won't interfere with what you're already doing is really important because it is, and it's about timing for people too, right? And finding the right time in their life for it. But I think it was a very good point to make at the end.
Yeah.
My suggestion is if you're doing a business testimonial, start with a business sentence at the beginning, and then you could shift into the product. Instead of just starting off with the products at the beginning. If it's intended to be a business story.
I think it's okay though too, Joan, because I think sometimes their story started with the product. I don't know.
Yeah, mine started too as well, right? But
Right.
I had to dig because I used to start with, well, 27 years ago, I had breast cancer and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I had other issues as well, like business issues. It was a stressful job and I didn't bring that up. But because they're telling me do the business side of it, I brought that to the forefront, right? And then you continue the product. You don't leave out the product. I didn't leave out my product story, right?
Right.
But if it's going to be a business testimonial.
And I wonder if part of that is because we're utilizing the word business, and I think what everybody's actually saying is they need more cash.
Their job wasn't big
no,
enough.
but that every
Business
single
was the
person is,
job.
everybody's saying our income, how we were receiving, like mine started, thank you, Joan, for coaching me. Mine started with, I was a stressed out single mom working full-time in an exhausting career. That's my business statement. That's what Joan's saying. What she's saying is, how were you doing with your money? What were you doing? How much of your soul were you selling for your money? Right? And that's what I think what Joan, unless I'm misinterpreting Joan, that's what she's saying is like everybody can relate to what Serena said around that daunting idea of, am I going to have enough money left at the end of the month? Like month, the end of the month, that thing. That is the business, is what I think is what Joan's saying, is we all need to talk about that, because we all, even if we were only a product person and we've never worked, quote unquote, worked the business, every person needs to understand that that is an opportunity for them. And so anyway, I'm off on a bit of a tangent, but
no, that's good. That's an important point. Thank you.
show me the money.
What's that?
And also on that, we've been talking, especially in the boot camp, about not actually using the word business, because it's an income stream. It's the ability to earn some extra income on the side. So using income or money or cash or something like that, rather than business. Nobody wants a business, right? It's too much work. So I've been trying to train myself to lose that word, right? We know it's a business opportunity, but what we're really after is helping people to get some extra income, just like I needed extra income to pay bills, right?
Right.
I think we're all saying it's just shuffling where you put it. Like we're all saying, right? So if you put it at the start at the top and then continue your story,
Yeah, actually, Joan, exactly, because I kind of had it in the middle, and as you guys have been talking, I went, okay, so what if I take that sentence and I put it at the front? So I can go next if you want, and then you can.
I love it, Shelley, because mine's backwards now too. I'd love to hear yours.
Okay. So I really wanted a way to have some extra income outside of what was needed for our home expenses. I was a busy mom, a coach, and a full-time teacher when I first looked at Neolife. It was actually for the pain in my joints. I enjoyed skiing with my son as a way to connect with him, and I was really concerned that I wouldn't be able to do that anymore. I was pain-free after a month of starting the products and no longer needed my knee braces after a year. And people started asking me what I was doing, and so I just started sharing. And it gave me a way to pay for my products as well as for my family. And then I realized that Neolife could be a way for me to have this extra money, which I then started calling my connection money, because it was a way for my son and I to go away on other ski trips to be connected. And then when he decided to stay out west and got married, it's now a way for me, when I miss him too much, to jump on a plane and go out west and connect with my son and daughter-in-law. And recently I've been able to take them, as well as my husband and I, on a family trip to Hawaii, because it's all, for me, it's all about trying to still do things with my family while helping others and do family trips together. But then it was also so much more, because when I retired and, you know, I lost the whole community of the people that I was working with, I realized that Neolife and the people and the community were so much more to me, the uplifting and fun and like-minded. And so Neolife even became a bigger way for me to connect. So this may not be a fit for you, but would you be open to checking it out?
Yeah. Yeah, it went really well. I can see the shift, Shelley. Awesome.
Yeah.
Joan? Oh, good. Okay.
She's muted.
She's clapping.
Yeah,
So
I had that in the middle, and I had started off with "I'm a busy mom" quote kind of thing. And then I thought, well, what happens if I put it? Because when I'm talking with somebody and they say, yeah, I might want a little extra income, then I just thought, why don't I just start with that?
So okay, so business word is out. That's fine, like opportunity, etc. Is it okay just to say Neolife then? Refer to Neolife as when we're sharing our story?
Well, I think I was thinking, if I'm standing at my booth and it has Neolife, then they would already know. If I was out maybe at a store somewhere, I would probably take that out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's what, like, I'm trying to cross out business from a few spots that I have. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I can just put Neolife in some of those too. And as you say, it depends, who you're talking to in the situation, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I, like, for myself, I was recently able to take the family, kids and 6 grandchildren to Disney. I did this from my from money from, originally I said business income. So, like, I'm thinking, should I put extra income? Like, how shall I refer to that income?
Money that I've earned.
Like,
Helping people. Money that I've earned helping people.
Well,
my income.
Extra
I think we
income.
still use income.
Extra income.
It's extra income. That's why I changed.
Yeah, I think income is still money. You're not saying business,
yeah.
right?
But instead of saying business income, I've changed it to extra income.
Right.
Yeah.
Ashley suggested calling it a side gig. So money I earn doing my side gig, doing this side gig. You know, you can decide.
Right.
And I think you're right. That's a great word. When I think it also depends if it's the thing that you do. It's no longer a side gig. It's actually your thing.
Yeah.
It's your full time.
Right. So when I was teaching, absolutely, it was a side gig. But now it's not so much a side gig. It's what I enjoy doing, because it's a passion, and you know, you love impacting lives, right?
It's not a side gig anymore. Yeah.
I'd like to share just a little bit of phrasing that it's actually from Lynn. It's directly from Lynn, because she shared this on our team call, and I know she wouldn't mind me sharing, because we were just talking about starting conversations. And so this lady and her had been volunteering together. So they were sitting down having a cup of tea and saying, oh, where are you from? And whatever. Then says, yeah, I live in Newmarket. And the other lady said that she didn't know if she'd be able to stay in Newmarket because the prices were so high compared to where she came from in Manitoba. And she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, I might actually just have to go and find a job. And so Lynn said, well, the company I'm with is expanding, or the company I've been with, she might have said how many years, but the company I'm with is expanding, and we're always looking for people. Would you be interested if I sent you some information about that? And the lady says, oh yeah, I'd sure be interested. That was it. Somebody else wanted to join their table and have tea and whatever. So she picked it up from there. So she didn't say anything about business. She said, the company I'm with is expanding and we're looking for people. You know, she said she'd been with the company. The lady didn't even know it was nutrition or anything, nothing. She said, send me some information, because she's looking for some income, right?
Yeah, so in that case,
that's kind of some phrase.
she didn't even share her story. She just responded to what the lady was saying and went right to the question.
Yeah. And then in a follow-up, because she said, well, if you give me your email, you know, I can send you something and whatever. So she got the contact information, and she's been able to follow up then and share the bit of the story and invite her to discover more and that sort of thing. So yeah, sometimes it's just, you don't really have to share a lot, but she didn't even have to think about whether she was saying neo-life or business or anything like that.
And I know I've been told many times in that situation, because what I used to do in the past was when she said, yeah, send me some information, I would then still want, I haven't shared my story. So then I would start talking about it, you know, and I've been told many times, if you get the answer that you want, just stop talking. And even Ashley says that. I'm going to be on your shoulder saying, stop talking. And then, yeah, and then share
That's
the
right.
information. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome, Heather.
Yeah, yeah. Just
One,
answer the questions.
one of the ways in terms of stopping that is be in a hurry. Either if you're on the phone, because if you have a lot of time, you get into it. If you say, I just have 5 minutes, or I got to go somewhere, then you don't get caught doing that. Because I'm
Yeah.
hard to talk to, so I have to leave in order to
Yeah.
stop talking, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine's a little, I scribbled on mine now, so I'm a little confused. So I'm gonna do what I have. It's not gonna be as organized because I have to move things around a little bit, and I don't know if it's gonna flow now. I might have to really fix it, but I would love some feedback. So I'm going to start with 32 years ago. I was working as a police officer, long hours, shift work, and my days off weren't mine. I was in court on almost every day off. And that's when a neighbor and her friend tried getting me to look at this income opportunity. And I said no. For I was suffering from allergies. I was using antihistamines year round. I was tired. I was in my 20s. I had joint pain in my knees. And I even had to modify my workouts, which I love to do. My mom was not well. I wondered if that was going to be me in my 40s. I knew I had to do something, but did not believe in supplements, for they were not helping my mom. That's when my same friend said, you got to try these products. That's when I got curious. I took a look. It made sense. I decided to give them a try along with my mom. Boy, was I happy we did. They worked. I felt amazing, more energy. I was able to deal with stress better. At my job, my joint pain lessened. I was able to get back to my workouts, and I also saw my mom's health improve. What a great feeling. The shift work became easier, and my hormones started to balance. I got so excited, I started to share with family and friends. Again, not wanting to build a business. I was very skeptical about MLM direct sales, for I did not have an understanding of the industry. The more I learned, the more I realized I wanted more. I wanted time freedom. The idea of generating a part-time income from home became a goal, because the products were impacting people's lives and I truly was making a difference. This fulfilled a passion of mine that I was not achieving at my job. This income opportunity allowed my husband and I to leave our police careers and have the freedom to work from home and start a family. This new journey of mine of impacting people's lives became a passion, and not only in health, but also in helping others achieve income. I'm helping others achieve financial goals, whether it be 200, 500, 1,000 or more a month, part-time. I don't know if this is a fit for you or not. Would you like to learn more? Is that better?
No matter what you say, I'm sold.
I just switched the business. I had that business part in the middle. I started with like the health at first, but then I just switched those two kind of paragraphs for Joan. For Joni.
I think that, yeah, a little feedback. In the middle, I can't remember what preceded it, but something you were talking about, you know, the MLM model and all of that. I think you can just lose that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just take it out. We're
Okay.
just
I
talking
wondered-
about your
Yeah.
thing is about time freedom.
Okay.
And,
I
you know,
agree.
those are preconceived notions that you had. You don't need to project those onto other people. Maybe they
Okay.
haven't even thought of that. So that
Okay.
little second. I can't remember what was just before or after, but it kind of jumped
Yeah.
out at me.
Okay, I said I got so excited that I shared with my family and friends, but not wanting to build a business because I was very skeptical. So not even say that. So I just got excited
No.
and I started to share it with my family and friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause
Mhm.
then
Yeah.
you're planting, like Ashley said, you're already planting that skeptical.
Okay.
You're planning a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So then I'll
You're planting an
just go.
objection.
The more I learned, the more I realized I wanted more. Okay. I'll just skip that.
Yeah.
That whole paragraph can be taken right out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think
And
there's
that's
something
between us. So you guys know how I felt about drug sales and
Yeah,
MLM.
we know that,
Remember, it's
but-
32 years ago, it was hard, man. People, when they heard you were doing drug sales, they ran, right? So,
Yeah,
so that's why
But
I
that
think-
was then. This is
was,
now.
yeah, that was 32 years ago. Now it's not.
Yep.
So yeah, don't
It's
even bring it
not
up.
even relevant. Just
Okay,
So
perfect.
lose
Nada
it.
and everyone, I think that Nada needs to add that she's eating so much spinach and getting that from her supplements that it's growing out of her head.
Is that
Oh,
a private
Lorelei.
joke?
See that? It is growing out of her head.
Oh, my dear friend.
Do you know what we're saying, Nada? Turn around.
Yeah, I know, I see it.
Okay.
The
Okay.
spinach.
I can
Oh,
see the
I
lettuce,
didn't get it.
Actually, yeah, it does look like spinach, actually. It's funny you said that, Laura.
You become the product of the product. It's everywhere.
Okay, anybody else that's ready tonight? If not, you guys can practice and get ready for next Tuesday. We can do a few more next week. What do you think? Yes,
I'd love some help with my 30-second too, just
Okay.
because I'm having difficulty narrowing that.
Yeah.
further down. So
Okay,
Yeah, I think I would like that too. I think this is great. Even
okay, you
for
know what?
people
Let
who
me
are
read my
not in the
30
boot
second.
camp.
Do you have a 30-second ready? Anybody have one already ready?
No.
Okay, you know what? Let me read mine because you guys are really good at critiquing, and then Laura May, then we can listen to yours. I'm not sure about mine, so that's why I just said, great to meet you. When we connected, I knew I had to ask you, are you open to taking a look at an opportunity to earn an extra income part-time that does not interfere with what you're presently doing? I have been with an amazing company for 32 years, impacting the health of others. We help achieve great health, slow aging, and fill nutritional gaps in our diet. Would an extra $500, $1,000 a month be of help to you?
Sounds great to me.
Wow, that's nice.
Well, that was very similar
Yes.
to what I said to the medical student at Cindy's booth.
Mhm.
That's what I said. I didn't know she was a medical student. And she said yes. And she signed up
Mhm.
as a reporter. So those words, for some reason, were very similar to what I shared. I don't know, Cindy, if you were listening when I did ask Natasha.
Yeah, I
for the
didn't hear that exactly, no.
Yeah, so that's what I've been telling people at booths, especially if you only have a few seconds. So any feedback?
The only thing I'm wondering is, and I understand the part-time thing, but I'm wondering if that limits people, because there might be some people who just want to, like, they want to just do this. And so I'm wondering if by saying part-time, like, I know what you mean by then when you say by 500, 1,000, because that's part-time. But yeah, I'm just throwing that question out.
Well, because a lot of times people, they don't have time, or the
Yeah.
right away first objection is they don't have time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always, once you find out more about them, and let's say they're open, and then you find out they're not working and they're looking for something more, then you can maybe go into more. I think this is like a conversation starter, getting their interest to see if they're.
Yeah, I like the
Okay.
fact, that you said that this won't interfere with anything you're doing, right? And could that be an indication that it can be part-time? Like, do we need to say part-time, or I'm not sure? Or just,
Can you
You
say
could
it
just say
again,
with
Nada?
full flexibility.
yeah.
Yeah, with time,
Just
something
spell
that
it
would have
right out
time
to them.
flexibility and wouldn't interfere with
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Okay,
With
so
full
this is what I said.
flexibility.
I said, great to meet you. When we connected, I just knew I had to ask you, are you open to taking a look at an opportunity to earn extra income And that's why I say part-time.
Just
That
extra
does not
income.
interfere. So should I just say, are you open to taking a look at an opportunity to earn extra income that does not interfere with what you're presently doing?
Yeah.
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 Perfect.
Just take those two words out. Okay, perfect.
Nada, I have another question.
Sure.
Your intro says, great to meet you. And then you said, when we connected. Did you connect with her previously?
Oh yeah, you're right. That doesn't really, you know what? Because I think I've met so many people different ways, Yuli. Sometimes it's like right there, I'll say, great to meet you. Oh, you know what? No, the girl at the grocery store. We only had like, I actually said that to her, it's great to meet you. You know, when we just connected, I just knew I had to ask you. So even though, because we just connected, like right then and there. So I don't know, that I just find that that's just the way I talk. So.
So you're
I
kind of
would,
saying
I
that
would
you.
leave out, I would leave out the great, I would leave out the when we connected, because it almost sounds as though, even though that's, as you say, that's how you talk, but it
Okay.
just sounds as though it's you've met the
I knew-
person
okay.
before.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, makes sense.
I had the opposite. I had the opposite impression by saying, you know, when we connected, you know, I just had to ask you.
Right.
It plants the connection. It
That's the
plants
way
the
I
concept of
His tone.
you found the connection, right?
Yes.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be long. It's just
Mhm.
like, oh, you know what? I've
Just
met
you
somebody,
just
you know,
connected.
cashier, and say, you know what? I just met you, and yet I just have to ask you something like that.
And it's
It
funny, 'cause
plants
you that,
connection.
Heather, I'm glad you brought that out, because I also had a massage done last week, and I said the same thing to the massage therapist. So great to meet you. When we connected, like after,
So
because we
instead of saying when we connect, just say great to meet you, but even something to the effect of, I feel a connection with you, rather than when we connected.
okay, I feel the connection with you. Okay. Connection.
I like the
Excellent.
word. I like the
Yes,
word because
it just
it's
has to be-
about connecting, right?
Right, right.
That sounds a little hippy-dippy.
Okay.
And that's Shelley's word.
I feel the connection.
I remember
Okay,
that having that
excellent.
on my vision board a while, like,
Connection.
not,
Right?
yeah, just that word, because
Connection.
yeah, which is
It
what's so
is.
important with this whole community.
Nada.
Yeah.
I think one of the main things is also not like overcomplicating it too, and not overcomplicating the words like 1,000 times over, right? Because it's gonna hit some people, it's not gonna hit others. You know, just kind of. I think as long as you keep the vocabulary compelling to you and authentic to you, and you know, it really depends on your energy per person as well, right? I
Yeah,
think that's
and you
most
know me,
important.
Sean, you know my grammar's not great, you know my English isn't great.
Yeah.
Sometimes the words
I mean, I know
don't
that's why you
flow.
and my mom are friends, right? So
I know. She edits everything I do, which is good.
Yeah.
I need editors on my team. But you're
Well,
right.
no,
I
you,
mean,
you fit in with the kids today.
thanks.
Yeah.
I know you got that right.
That's a
As
really, that's
Sean
a really
would say,
good
you
point,
give a
John.
shit, right?
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
When Sean said the S
Yeah.
word the other day when he was talking to somebody, I was like, oh, okay, he's talking to somebody on his level.
That's a really good point, Sean.
Thank you.
Johnny.
Nada, do you have time to say it again? I'm sorry, I had to say happy birthday to my grandson, so I had
Oh
to.
yeah, oh yeah.
But,
Birthday today.
it's short,
Okay,
right? Can
Great,
I?
great to meet you. I feel a connection with you, and I knew I had to ask you. Are you open to taking a look at an opportunity to earn extra income that does not interfere with what you're presently doing? I have been with an amazing company for 32 years, impacting the health of others. We help achieve great health, slow aging, and fulfill nutritional gaps in our diet. Would an extra 500, 1,000 a month be of help to you?
So I would think you'd say what it did for you, that your story. You're kind of telling them what you telling them what you're doing in the business,
Yeah.
giving them information about the business. But your story, your story, what it did for you, right? As opposed to, okay, we're doing this and we teach this and we teach that.
It's a 30-second thing.
Yeah, just say, you were able to, you retired from the police force at age 30 or something.
I agree with that.
Something like that, rather than, because you're giving instructions, right? You're saying,
Yeah, I'd
Okay,
say, yeah,
okay,
that makes sense.
extra income, not interfere with what you're doing. for
And it made
32
such a
years.
big impact on the health of me and my family.
Okay.
Or I was
So-
able to retire early from the police force, something.
Okay. Okay.
Laura May, what's yours? You wanna-
Well, that's the problem. I really don't, I just don't have it perfected. Like yeah.
Do your
We can
beginning.
There's no
we can practice-
perfection.
We can practice when I'm with you, Laura May, tomorrow.
Yeah,
If you're not quite ready tonight. Yeah.
It's just has yet to really feel right, but let me see.
Okay. Yeah, just like me, the 30-second thing, it took me like, now that you guys pointed that out.
There's
Um,
no paperwork that I have to go through to find it. Oh my goodness.
Does anybody else have a 30-second one ready? We got about maybe 7 minutes before I have to go over on the other.
Okay, I found it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
May I? Sorry about that.
Yeah, go for it.
I used to feel so, this is just like super rough draft, folks. I used to feel so tired in the afternoon. And when I started Upbeat, by noon, I still had so much energy. Yeah, this is the product story. I hope that's okay. I still had so much energy to see clients and even going right into the evening with all my Neil Life meetings. I even have energy to prep my meals. So I'm like a new person and I'd love to share more with you. Something like that. You can critique or
Do
we
you know,
can.
do you know what? I like the points that you have. I'm not sure if I would say the upbeat in your second sentence.
Yeah.
Kind of drop that down a little bit, like how you were feeling. I was just tired all the time. I had to do something. I tried to drink, and then oh my gosh, it really made a difference, and it allowed me to and you can say, and then later on add in, you know what, it's a new product that just came out called Upbeat. You know, are you curious about it? Would you like to try it? Whatever you're going to say. It kind of hit me too early before I had a chance to feel kind of your pain, your concern.
Okay, got it.
Excellent. So close with the Upbeat.
Okay, got it. I'll work on it. Thank you.
Okay. And Rose says, yes, she agrees with Heather. Take out the MLM.
Yeah.
All right, Rosie, I hear you. Okay. Well, I think maybe if you're not comfortable with the 30-second, maybe some of you that did your 2-minute can be ready to do your 30-second next week. And then those of you that didn't do their 2-minute can be maybe prep their 2-minute for next week. How's that? Sound like a plan, man?
Yeah.
Excellent. Sean, are you ready or are you good? You want to wait till next week?
I think I'll wait for that. Well, actually, I'll ask you a question. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, yeah. It's good. So my story I used to use before was when, like, you know, when I was like much younger, attention issues, all that kind of stuff, right? But I'm thinking I guess depending on who I talk to, can't like 100% use that because that's like a long time ago now.
Mhm.
And then there's sort of, I guess, the anxiety / etc. other stuff that I could kind of touch on, but I'm trying to figure out, like, I mean, obviously I think I'd have to like write a few things down per se and
For
kind of
sure.
hash it out that way.
Okay.
But my other question is this too, though, like, should you have maybe a couple variations of your stories?
Yes.
Like per, obviously, like maybe, yeah, like business wise and product wise, because like, again, it depends greatly on who you're talking to, right? Like each person's so different.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, having a couple of variations would be awesome, Sean, because you're right. Your story is quite different. You know, you've got your product version, now you've got your, why am I now, you know, looking at this as an income opportunity in my 20s? You know what I mean? So absolutely 2 versions would be perfect.
Okay.
So we can work on that together. Or maybe even get Joan's an expert. Maybe Joan can help you and guide you, and then I can practice with you after. Hey, Joni. She's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Joan
sure.
knows you. Joan knows your personality, right?
Yeah.
I think that's important too.
Yeah.
You know where you're coming from, and
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No. Jones a gem.
Joan's a
Auntie
gem.
Joan, Auntie Joan.
Auntie Joan, there we go. And pretty soon to be a grandma, another grandma, Joni?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh my gosh, we're still waiting for that baby to pop out. That's it. Okay, listen, I'm gonna have
In
to
the hospital? Is Kristen in the hospital now?
No, no, no.
Well, they're not
No.
pushing her to induction, so that's
Sweet.
No,
something that
yeah,
you-
they're waiting.
Pushing
They're
it,
waiting.
maybe by Friday. If not, they're doing stuff
Oh.
tomorrow, next 2 days, and if not
Okay.
Friday. Yeah. Hopefully not, but anyway.
She'll be good. She'll be good, Joan. We're keeping her in our prayers. All right, guys, we'll see you over on the other side. I know some of you had guests, so I'm really looking forward to you guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks for your help. Appreciate you all.